I am back for another video looking at Bbig. I have missed you over the weekend, but I was ever so slightly busy, so unfortunately I wasn't able to upload, but I definitely am back and we are definitely back to looking at Bbig. Obviously it's Monday, however the markets are not open today. It's only a few hours to go now realistically until the markets do open tomorrow, so things are really getting exciting and we do have a few good things to look at with Bbig. We're looking at a bit of a deeper look at the business. Obviously on this level we are not doing a full fundamental analysis, but we are going to look at some things which I do think are important when we look to the short to mid-term potential for this stock. So all of that is coming up in this video, and of course we're doing a quick technical analysis, so make sure to subscribe to see all of that in this one. Again, I will be doing technical analysis and news updates on Bbig hopefully every single day throughout the next week and into the future if you guys do continue to enjoy it, so make sure to subscribe if you do want to see that. Of course leave a like as well, but do remember this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. However, now that I have disclosed that, we are definitely going to jump into the video and look at Bbig and some of the latest things which I think are important regarding this business. So we'll do the technical analysis in just a moment, but there are a few things before that which I do want to look at. Now the first of which is when we come to the actual interest in Bbig, we can see a massive increase in search term Bbig stock on Google. So here we are on Google Trends. Now you guys will know Google Trends is basically what it says on the tin. It tracks trends on Google and how popular things are. Now last time we looked at Bbig, it was definitely getting popular, it's getting more and more popular, but the interest does continue to go up. We can see from the period anticipated from the 29th of August up until September the 4th, we have massive interest for Bbig. This is fantastic, and you can see how that line does appear to be shooting up. Now this is just in the UK. Obviously if we go worldwide, we can see that interest actually getting even hotter. So yeah, we have seen that already start to take off, late last month into from mid last month into late this month, I should say. And obviously going into the start of this month, we are seeing massive interest, and it does continue to rise higher from what people searching for Bbig. Now this is inevitably a good thing because it shows more and more interest in Bbig. And sure, not every person who searches this up will buy it. Some people are just searching it up to find out what it is, but it shows that yes, the interest is there. Now one thing that I always say about Bbig, if we are ever going to see a short squeeze or a bigger price action movement, if you will, I think we do need to see continued volume going into this stock. Now this obviously does not necessarily show us anything about the price action of the stock at all, but it definitely does show us that the interest is for sure there, and it does appear to keep growing. Now this makes me very bullish when it comes to the actual sentiment on Bbig. I think it shows that potential big moves could be happening in the future. I just thought I would share that one with you in this video. Now let's move on to some other measures to see how popular Bbig is. Now here we have StockTwits. I'm sure most of you guys will know what StockTwits is. It's basically a community to talk about stocks. Now again, you can share all of your thoughts and opinions on here. They have 43,800 members, which for a stock like this really isn't too bad. We can see message volume recently has gone down over the 3 days that the market has not been open, but overall from before that it was very high. We can see it has been increasing most recently, as you would expect, and honestly I would love to see this one bounce back up and see big growth into tomorrow, as we do anticipate the market obviously opening up and people talking about Bbig more and more. Now sentiment for this one from last week does continue to grow, even despite a slightly red day on Friday. We saw pretty flat sentiment at 95% bullish, almost even 96% there because it was 95.97, so really bullish on the stock, and I think that is good. And obviously the price action, we will look at this in just a bit, but it was ever so slightly red on Friday, coming down by 0.01 or 0.13% depending on how you look at it, and the post market was down by 0.30, which is of course 30 cent, which is about 3.76% on this stock. So we were in the red on Friday, not necessarily something that matters too much, but that's just the numbers that we are seeing for there. And when we go over here to Reddit, we can actually see that the Bbig community over here is growing as well. We have 8.5k members on the Reddit, and they have 415 members online right now. And again, bear in mind the market isn't really open right now, so there's not really too much news to be talking about. So the fact this is open on a day where the market isn't trading and we are seeing so much interest is a very good thing in my opinion. So now let's move on to some more interesting information. We're going to start over here by looking at who is actually owning Bbig, and things are really good on this page. So here we are on fintel.io. We're looking at the institutional owners for this stock. We have 72 total institutional investors, which is really good. We have 59 of these which are long, only one is short only, and we actually have 12 which are hedging their position by being long and short at the same time. So really we're seeing only one being majorly short on this stock. Again, 12 are 50-50, you know, somewhere in the middle, but we can see, yeah, 59 of these are long only, and this is really good. Now, if we look at the amount of value that has grown into the stock, we are seeing insane numbers here. Bear in mind the 17,282 figure is times by 1,000, so you can see there really is a lot of money in this play from institutions, and it does make me feel quite positive when we look at the potential of this stock. Now, let's actually have a look at who is owning this one, because that is actually quite important as well, and we're going to look at who added most recently. So you can see up here the most recent adders for the stock are Vanguard. So Vanguard have actually added to this one on the 30th of the 8th. So really not too long ago at all. We can see they added quite a large number of shares at 283,169. We can see over here that another Vanguard fund actually added 343,000. And down here we had another Vanguard fund adding about 12,900. So really big numbers that we are seeing from Vanguard. And of course there are definitely other institutions which are buying into the stock, and I think that is good. We can see up here for the largest institutions, we have the Vanguard Group Inc. itself, which has purchased almost 1 million shares of BBIG. Really good stuff, and it does make me quite bullish on this stock. So it shows that the institutions are still in this play, and it does make me happy to see that. Again, Vanguard bought into this one on the 13th of the 8th, I believe, so things are really okay. You know, they've been in for quite a while, and they do not appear to be selling their position, which just shows that they do have quite strong sentiment, in my personal opinion. Again, this stock is quite cheap. I do see some fundamental value here, but it's not necessarily the sort of thing which you would see many institutions buying into, in my opinion. So the fact that we have 72 of them is a really good sign anyway, and again, it does show that quite a lot of these are long, which does actually add quite a lot of value to the stock, in my opinion. Now we're going to have a look over here to BBIG short shares availability. Now we can see a figure updated 6 hours ago with an availability of 150,000. Really, that is not too bad. You know, it's not really either way, in my opinion. I'm quite indifferent on that. So there are still quite a few short shares out there. Again, this is coming from Fintel. Other sources are available. I'm just going off the data that we do have here. So things are looking okay. We are definitely seeing the interest building in this stock, and that makes me really happy. And I think that if we do see this interest continue to grow, if we see people continue to buy and be long on this stock, I do think we are in a prime position to see this one move higher and higher, as we do anticipate. Now let's have a look to what we are seeing through options, because we are seeing quite a lot of options down here and quite big numbers. Now these are the options which are expiring in 14 days, we can see, and we do have really big numbers over here. So all of the options up to 750 are now in the money, which is good. We've seen some really big numbers on here, as we have looked at before. We can see a lot of options were bought back here, about 13,000 at a price point of $3.50, 7,000 up here at $3. We can see big numbers up here like 1,500 here, even 18,000 at $7.50. And if we scroll down a bit further, what we are seeing is a lot of anticipation in higher pushes for BBIG, specifically to the $20 mark. Now we can see up here we do have a lot of calls which are out of the money by quite a decent amount, as you would expect, but we do have a few big numbers where people do anticipate the stock going much higher. We have a lot of options interest for $15, and we have a lot down here as well for $20. So you guys can see that we do have a lot of people who have bought options at both $15 and $20. Now that does make sense. You know, a lot of the time when people do anticipate options, they go for nice round numbers like that, but it does also show that a lot of people do actually anticipate this stock potentially closing that high in the next 20 days or so, as these options do expire in the next 14 days. So really, we have quite a while to go, and if this stock does actually close above that $20 mark, which is quite high, you know, I'm not saying it is or is not going to happen. It definitely is possible, but if it does get all the way up there, we will have a lot of calls in the money, which will be really, really good. I'm sure you guys will already know that. So really, the data is looking pretty good. We already have a decent number of calls in the money anyway, and obviously the interest in this stock is building from people who are actually buying shares as well, and potentially calls, but generally speaking, yes, the interest is there, in my opinion. Now what we're going to do is have a look at how the stock has been moving in the past 5 days or so, and we have seen some nice action over here on the 5-day chart. Now we're going to start off here on the more complex chart and not waste any more time, but we can see, yes, the price at the end of the week was about $7.98, so that's really not too bad. Again, we did have that after hours decrease, but this is just going off what we had seen in market trading hours, and things were looking alright. Now the 1 day chart is showing us up here, so clearly at the market open morning, we did see a bit of a flat morning, which is completely fine. Now from this point here, we saw a very large increase. Now this hit highs of the day up here, which were just over the $8.50 mark, which is fine. Again, we did touch around this level here as well, so we did have a bit of difficulty breaking past that level. If we go with the more simple charts, I would anticipate this being up here. So we can see we had a lot of difficulty breaking past this point here, which was about 860. So that's completely fine. Again, into next week, I would love to see a push above 860. We tried to push up here once more, but did not make it that high. It remained below 850, and then coming towards the end, we did see a bit of a sell-off from this point. So yes, we saw a big bullish morning. From there, we saw a bit of a decrease, which took us to lows down here, a bit of a recovery, and then we went a little bit lower at the end of the day. So fortunately, we didn't finish too bad in my opinion. I think we are looking fine on the 1 day and potentially primed for a move into tomorrow. Now we are seeing an RSI figure of 37, which is definitely coming more towards the oversold side. You guys will know that 20 is oversold, so 37, not really anything to be concerned about too much, but it is coming ever so slightly closer to that side. We are definitely seeing the MACD being bearish on the 1 day. That is going to be simply because we are definitely seeing that decrease at the end of the day, so not even anything to be too concerned about on the 1 day charts. On the 5 day charts, I think this gives us a bit more of a clear picture. We can see the movements throughout the week, and these are showing us a big bullish week start off. Again, this is going to be more apparent on the simple charts if we look over there. Now, just to simply show the price action that we have seen in the week, we can see obviously a bit of a decrease from Monday into Tuesday. Tuesday saw some flat action with a bit of recovery at the end of the day. Now, this took a very big spike up to highs of the week. Now, these highs were up here at about $11.19, so really high actually. And unfortunately, from that point all the way down, we were falling for the rest of the week. Now, Friday saw a bit of a recovery ever so slightly from about 10:35, where we saw a bit of a push up, but not really too much. And again, not really anything major in my opinion. But let's have a look at what the indicators are saying when it comes to the price of this stock right now. So far we can see on the indicators we have a moving average figure on the 5 day of 797, so that is basically where we are right now. That's completely fine, that's fantastic, and I'm happy that we are exactly on that. We're seeing an RSI figure of 47. Now 47 is only 3 points away from being neutral. That's nothing to worry about in my opinion. It's almost completely flat, and I'm happy to see that. Now the MACD trend here is looking quite flat as well, but we do appear to be ever so slightly coming towards the bearish side, as we were seeing that little bit of a sell-off again towards the end of the week. So not really anything to worry about there in my opinion as well. The indicators are looking fine. We were seeing a bit of a drop on the moving average because the price was falling, but unfortunately it has recovered to a level exactly where we are right now, which does make me very happy. The RSI is almost neutral, which is good as well. So ultimately into next week, things are potentially looking bullish. Again, this is just looking at the price action of the stock, but we do have more to look at, as I did discuss in this video. I think the options are looking good for the stock. I think the actual what we are seeing from institutions is looking good, and the interest that we are seeing from retail does make me very confident. So ultimately, if these things can continue into the next week, I think we are looking at a very potentially bullish week on this stock, and obviously I would love to see a bit of an increase. Now ultimately we hit highs in the last week, just over $11 as I did mention. I would love to see us push back up there by Friday. It is going to be hard to see whether we will be able to do this or not. It is quite a bullish estimate, but I would love to see that happen. Again, tell me your thoughts down below. Do remember guys, I will be doing technical analysis on the stock almost every single weekday if possible into next week, and hopefully into the future if you guys do enjoy it. Thank you for watching guys, I will see you soon, goodbye. So thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.